Hooray! I actually ended my surprising number of wrong picks from this last weekend with the right one last night because Bears won. Yeah. If any of you guys saw the game last night, it was like 35-15 was the final score. Sadly, I still do not have cable, so I'm just like, well, not completely. Just gotta be like you gotta look it up on the internet and stuff. So, yes, it is, happy Tuesday, everybody. It is September 24th, and, it was actually weird. I was beginning to wonder, for a second, I almost, not the day of the week, but the actual date, which is a little more forgivable, because sometimes you can forget you're more than likely to forget the date rather than, the day of the week, I suppose. So, yeah, nothing really, new or, major to report. Pretty quiet day overall, although, actually, one thing, you know what, I do have to bring up one thing. Next episode of Hot Ones, the guest is going to be Ashton Kutcher. It's funny. Now, I like that 70s show. I really did. But, that 70s show, until I got a little older, was one of those shows that my parents wouldn't let me watch. They really wouldn't let me watch a lot of stuff. But as soon as I started watching, I like that 70s show. And there was this, I forget who it was, but there was this one girl back in, my Global 1 class who was, obsessed with Ashton Kutcher. And, I'm like, who? So, yes, he's going to be the new guest on Hot Ones. And, let's see, he was on that 70s show. He's been in a few movies. He's been occasionally on Shark Tank, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, that is really cool. Actually a really cool thing about Ashton Kutcher, which may very well come to play later as Hot Ones gets on more and more in seasons, is that Ashton Kutcher played Kelso on that 70s show. And Kelso did Jackie Burghardt, played by the lovely and talented Mila Kunis. Well, interestingly enough, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis are married in real life. So, hooray! That's actually, love always triumphs in the end. I don't know. I thought that was cool. Sadly, though, if anyone ever had any aspirations of marrying Mila Kunis, I'm afraid that is not going to happen. So sad. Yeah, again, I've said this many a time doing these videos, that, I always found love to be a very beautiful thing. I'm never going to, question, if two people are in love and they're very happy, I find that to be very beautiful and stuff like that. But, if it is well, at least for me, if it's a girl that I know for a fact is pretty, or a celebrity female that I know is very pretty, and they're no longer on the market, I'm I'm sad. And believe me, and that's the crazy thing too. If I see, and keep in mind, this is a practice I learned to get into because, I kind of want to get in trouble. But whenever I see an attractive woman, the first thing I will personally do is try and get a good look at their left hand. See, left hand is traditionally where the wedding ring is going to be on. If they're wearing a wedding ring, it would obviously symbol that, they're married. So I constantly look at the left hand to see if they're married. And sometimes I get lucky, but then I realize that even though they are married, they are in a relationship, and I'm like, oh well, must be a really lucky guy. So yeah, you know, again, I know better than to hit on someone who's in a relationship or already married, but, you know, it always takes time. It always helps to you know, be careful about stuff like that. Oh, excuse me. Still early. Doing my laundry this morning. Yep. It's in the dryer right now. It should be about maybe 25 after. Yeah, truth be told, again, it's not even 6 o'clock in the morning when I'm doing this video. That's how early I am. But, let's see. It's always so hard now. I mean, until I get like cable and actual internet, it's going to be hard to like keep up with things, because I know for a fact I missed like the first episode of The Voice last night. And unless something gets done, I'm going to be missing The Masked Singer as well, which, you know, completely bothers me, because I really liked that show. It was easy to follow. It was fun to guess who was underneath the mask. It could have been me. No, it's highly, 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 highly unlikely it is ever going to be me. Unless, like, you know, Big Fox hit me up, or Disney hit me up, whichever one of you is in charge of, you know, that affair, I suppose. So, actually, I never did mention this yesterday, but as of, well, yesterday, we are now officially in fall, meaning that, you know, starting to get colder out in the morning, you know, leaves are going to start changing colors. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I mean, yesterday was a pretty solid day. I think so. It wasn't, not too hot, definitely not too cold. Yeah, it was actually a pretty solid day overall, all things considered in terms of weather. Although, how long that lasts, I have no idea. I just know that it's going to be, you know, going to start getting colder from here on out, as well as the sun will take a little bit longer to rise from here on out. So, yeah. It's going to be a little monotonous, but, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, again, I try not to let stuff like that completely bother me and ruin my day. But sometimes it's not the case, and, you know, that's fine. Actually, I can never really think of a time where cold weather or warm weather, like, just like the weather itself, officially ruined my day. I mean, yeah, there was that time. It was, see if I can get the math correct. It was day 61. Yes, it was day, hold on. Darn it. It was basically March 2nd of 2018, so a little over a year ago, when I was doing videos, where like we got that, where we were getting calls of like that freak snowstorm, but like it didn't happen. But because of the scare, a lot of places closed, including Rita's. That ruined my day. But like, that's really not weather ruining my day so much as it is, you know, bad news and misinformation. So again, I can forgive the weather for that, I suppose. Plus, I eventually got Rita's anyway, so, you know, we're good. What else is there? Well, I guess in terms of, one thing I wanted to always try that, now that I'm in my own place, a new place, I actually, wanted to try something, and, basically actually, no, I shouldn't talk about this, never mind. Wow. This is a really slow day today, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Well, The only other thing I really wanted to talk about was how I mean, you guys know I used to do the how good was ... actually, and I had mentioned, at least on Facebook, that if you played Gold, Silver, and Crystal, you know, prepare to relive some of your nightmares. It was Miltank. Now, I didn't play Gold, Silver, and Crystal when it originally came out. I played them like years and years and years later, when you could, like, you know, download ROMs and play them on your computer, which that's what I do from now on. If ever I play like any of the original Pokemon games, it's fun to do. Plus, literally, you can set it so the frame rate is like thousands of frames a second, so you can get through the game a lot faster, which is great. You can even level grind. It's awesome. Anyway, for those of you guys who don't know, Miltank was owned by the gym leader, Whitney, who is arguably one of the hardest gym leaders to have ever, you know, existed in terms of how to get through, you know, a game. And the Miltank was easily the reason why. You know, it could heal itself, it could heal status, it could use an attack called Rollout, which constantly gets stronger each and every time. And if you were using a male Pokemon, oh man, that's when it used the move Attract, which would, you know, make your Pokemon infatuated, meaning you couldn't attack it. Very difficult. Very, very difficult to say the least. Not fun. Not fun at all. I mean, I never had that problem because I was always smart enough to level grind, but I know some people do have that problem. Some people did have that problem, and even if you're playing now, I guarantee you're going to have that problem now unless, you know, you level grind like I did. But, yeah. Sorry. Man, am I tired. I need to get myself some coffee. I really need to get myself some coffee. Not entirely much else to report. I mean, I have a lot of work to do today. Actually, now's the time I should get to paying my rent. So I'll definitely get to doing that later today. That should be swell. Actually, you know what? Ever since I've been on my own, I mean, I've always been decent, you know, being careful with like my money and stuff. But now that I'm on my own, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm paying a rent now. Paying rent, you know, gotta be careful with what I do or what I use in terms of you know, getting stuff like supplies and whatever. But for the most part, I think I've been pretty decent at it. Not the greatest at it, but you know, it's all good in the hood. I can't believe I just said that. Man, I really am getting tired. It really must be feeling kind of like delirious, I suppose. Maybe this, yeah, I don't know. You know, I think I'm just going to make like the tagline, I'm not going to lie, I have no idea what I'm doing in this video. Then again, you know, I mentioned this, you know, on a certain day back in December last year. I never know what on earth I'm doing. And that's okay, you know. I guess, you know, really it's sort of good to know that you know, you go in, you know what I like to think of it as? I like to think of it as, like, what's the right word for it? Definitely optimism, but, you know what, let's call it naive optimism, let's say. Because there are plenty of things I don't know about going into something or whatever. But, you know, I do like to keep an open mind. I do like to think about stuff a lot. And, yeah, keep Keep a positive attitude through it all, I guess. I don't know. And I should probably get going with my day. Oh, so, like, favorite, share, that's... Oh, you know what? That also does remind me. I mentioned Hot Ones earlier. Another show I watched on First We Feast. It's called The Burger Show. That's coming back. Can't wait to watch that. I think that's what I'll do. When The Burger Show comes back, I'll put a link in the description, like, tomorrow. Hopefully I actually remember to do that. Like, favorite, share, hit that subscribe button, follow me on the social media platforms, turn those notifications on YouTube. I am very humbled I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy for today. I hope we all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Remember, for you guys who want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear. I'll always have your back. Take care and make good choices.